Over the last few years that I've been improving my social skills, one of the most common things that have happened to me, one of the most common experiences, is the experience of myself, of me embarrassing myself in public, saying something stupid or doing something which I end up regretting after the fact. And all these experiences had led me to have a lot of situations and spend a lot of time thinking about kind of quitting this entire thing of improving my social skills, but also improving in other areas of life, like going to the gym and trying to earn some money, and to kind of revert back to the life that I used to live back in like 2019, 2020, 2021, before I really started doing any of this, which my life back then looked like go to school, come home, and then play video games and watch YouTube videos all day. And in a sense, is kind of empty and kind of, in a sense, boring as that part of my life was, one thought which I would always, come back to would be just how little kind of negative memories I have at that time. Yeah, I don't have any good specifically good memories, but I don't really have any embarrassing stories. I don't really have anything I regret or any specific, like, you know, I've never really done any dumb stuff that I regret back in that period of time. And so a lot of the time I would find myself kind of thinking about how maybe I should quit everything and I should revert back to that kind of lifestyle. But the thing and the thought that keeps me around, that keeps me still doing this and still kind of pushing in doing these kinds of more productive, disciplined things is just the kind of thought that nothing really matters. And what I mean by this is like, if you look in the grand scheme of things, right? If you zoom out of the earth and everything, you find that nothing really matters. We're pretty insignificant in space. Most of the stuff, or basically every single thing that you do, in 80 years will be forgotten when you're dead and when everyone who knew you is dead. Another 80 years after that, anyone who may have heard the story of you doing anything or had any experience encountering you is also going to be dead. And in like 110,000 or 100,000 years, any evidence of your existence ever is probably also just gonna be removed out of existence. So it would be like, it would be as if you never even existed. And this kind of nihilistic, kind of existential way of thinking about it, like nothing really matters, a lot of people spin it to get themselves more kind of depressed and thinking like, oh, what's the point of living? But in my mind, I kind of switched it around to where I think like, if nothing really matters, and if I'm kind of free to do whatever I want, because again, it's not gonna matter at the end of the day, then I might as well strive to have the best life that I can and experience the best things that the world has to offer. And the way that you achieve that isn't by sitting down all day playing video games, which is kind of fun, but it's by going and sacrificing a few things, embarrassing yourself in public, doing things which are hard, doing things which are difficult, sacrificing things which you like doing in order to achieve higher goals, which then will reap better rewards, right? Which then will bring you better things, better experiences. And so when I look at that kind of mindset, whenever I get in a situation which is kind of unfavorable, right? Some shit happens, stuff always happens like that to everyone, like your car breaks down or something bad happens to you. I kind of think about it in this way of kind of like if life was smooth sailing, right? If it was super easy to do anything and to achieve anything, life wouldn't really be fun. What I mean by this is like when bad things happen to you, and especially when your mental health goes down and you feel bad about them, it's really easy to kind of adopt this victim mentality and to start thinking about life as like you want to be this victim who gets pitied, who other people help out. And this is something that I sometimes kind of think about, and generally I feel like a lot of people revert to when their mental health kind of goes down, where some stuff goes, when some shit goes down. But the way that I like to think of it, and the mindset that I always like to kind of have, is this kind of conquering mindset, this bold action mindset. If I see a problem in life, something happened, whatever, instead of trying to see myself and pity myself and see myself as a victim, I see how can I solve this problem as quickly as possible. All right, my car broke down. Let's go. Call the mechanic. Call whoever. Call this friend who told me. Pay for this guy. Call this guy. Whatever. Get the problem solved. Get this like action, action, action mindset, and just see it as like a level in a game, right? If you see life as a game, then any kind of problem which appears just becomes another level in the game. And in my eyes, at least, I would like to win at this game. If life is a game, my main goal is to win it, to get to the highest level that I can, and to take all the rewards that it has to offer. That is my kind of way of looking at things. And that is why when never get in this position where I kind of think like how much easier life would be if I just stayed home and scroll on TikTok all day, I kind of think about these mindsets, and they're really what kind of get me to still keep pushing and doing and trying and striving to achieve the goals that I have. So those are a few things which I think you will find helpful at least a little bit if you ever kind of start doubting if all of this is worth it, if like when you really hit like a brick wall and you start wondering if it's worth it even to try to get on the other side of it, just remember that if nothing matters and life's a video game, then you might as well just try beating it and being the winner in the end. That's my mindset. If you want to improve your communication skills and you want to do it in the shortest possible time and you want to learn the best information that I have to offer, that I've learned in the last 3.5 years, you can check out the first link in the description. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll find a lot of value in this video. You can click on the subscribe button and do the work.